and welcome back to the Orchid Arcane. This is the Neostylis Lou Sneary. It's beautiful, it's highly fragrant, and it's also very vigorous and easy to grow. In my opinion, this is one of the best orchids for beginners, yet it's so underrated. Stick around to find out why this plant is great for novice growers, as well as my tips to make it flourish. And if you're new here, my name is Basia and I've been growing orchids for nearly 20 years. I grow both epiphytic tropical orchids indoors, as well as hardy orchids outside in the garden here in the UK with no special equipment. Stick around until the end to see a very highly anticipated Phalaenopsis that has just bloomed for me. I will show you at the end of this video which Phalaenopsis it is. So let's get to it. So Neostylis Lou Sneary is a cross of two species. One is the Neostylis celestis and the other one is Vanda falcata, previously Neostylis falcata. Neostylis has also been reclassified to Vanda, so now this is technically just Vanda Lou Sneary. My variety, which is the blue variety, is called Blue Moon. There are multiple varieties on the market, some of them closer to white, some of them more pink, and some of them more kind of purpley blue, like mine. Or you can get a combination like white and pink or white and blue. It flowers once a year, typically in summer and then into autumn. But this plant really doesn't skip a beat. Even when I've neglected my collection, this plant never showed any signs of stress. It never skipped flowering for me in the 10 years that I've had it. It's just so kind of easygoing. You end up not really appreciating it. You kind of take it for granted, which is why I think everyone should have this orchid, even just for the fragrance, if not for the beautiful, beautiful blooms. Both parents of this orchid are fragrant. Neostylis falcata is especially well known for its scent, particularly at dusk and dawn, but this plant is really scented at all times of the day. It's fragrant at night, it's fragrant during the day, but I've also noticed that in the morning it's probably most fragrant. Which is just amazing. It's just such a wonderful, lovely kind of jasmine-y fragrance. It's so pleasant. It really fills the room. It's just beautiful. The blooms are also very long-lasting. For example, last year this plant was in full bloom at the beginning of August, and by the kind of mid-October was when it was really starting to fade. But actually, in my opinion, what's interesting is that as the blooms kind of lose color with age, they're almost prettier in a way. I love the kind of two-tone where you have the lavender petals and sepals and still the purple bluey lip. I think it's so pretty. So even though as the flowers fade, I really enjoy this plant. Now, as I mentioned, I find it very vigorous. Spring and summer is the time when it sends out most of the new roots. You don't have to do anything kind of special. You don't need high humidity. The only thing this plant really needs is high light. So I grew it successfully on east-facing window, and now I'm growing it on a south-facing window. So west-facing window will also be absolutely fine. I definitely wouldn't grow it on a north-facing window because it just wouldn't be enough sun. This orchid can tolerate full sun. I don't have any shading on my south-facing window, and that's where you can see it just does best. It just has these beautiful leaves. It's now also growing basil keikis, one of which will also flower soon. So it really enjoys high light, which I think is better for beginners because you don't have to worry about, you know, shading from spring to late autumn. You just pop it on the window where it gets sun and you can just leave it to it and it will be absolutely fine. Another thing you just need to keep in mind is the potting medium. So you'll need medium that is really well draining. I grow it in very chunky bark and it loves it. I think you could also grow this plant bare rooted as long as you give it enough water, kind of like a standard Vanda, if you will, and it should do absolutely fine. One thing that I found out is that because I have it in quite a big pot because of how many roots it has, I had to make some ventilation holes near the bottom where it dries out the slowest, because this plant really doesn't like being kept moist for too long. So in winter, when the side of the pot that's closer to the window, so where it's colder, it dries out a bit too slow on the bottom. So that's why I have ventilation holes kind of on this side. The most important thing is to ensure that it dries out faster in winter, especially if you're in a temperate climate, which I think this orchid would do best in, because coming from Neostylis falcata, it likes that slight winter cool down. For me, temperatures in winter are about 17 degrees Celsius, but closer to the window where this plant is, it's probably lower. It's probably 16, 15, and that's fine. You just have to make sure that it dries out thoroughly between waterings. So just make sure that the roots grow all silver before you water it. In summer, it can tolerate also really quite high heat. We have days here where it's about 30 degrees in the house, probably hotter on the south-facing window in the sun, and that's absolutely fine. I don't think it will give you any trouble as long as you just make sure to water it when the roots dry out. But it's really not that fussy. Just make sure to water it, don't forget about it. But it doesn't need to be like kind of watered as soon as. Just make sure you don't let it sit dry for ages. And because my orchid is in bark, I water it by soaking in summer for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and that's fine. In winter, I might soak it for slightly shorter time, so maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just to make sure that it doesn't get too saturated. But really, as long as you have very free draining medium, and if you need to make the ventilation holes where it dries out slower, you'll be fine even if you soak it for a tiny bit longer. And when it comes to fertilizer, you can absolutely use full dose. I found that this orchid is so kind of tolerant to everything I throw at it, really. The roots are not very sensitive, so even with full dose fertilizer, this does absolutely amazing for me. And as you can see, it just grows so well. So you don't have to be kind of too careful fertilizing it like you might be with other orchids, and it will be great. Just to give you an idea, this plant is now over 10 years old, and since last year it started producing basil keikis as well, but you can normally find it as kind of slightly smaller fan to this, and it will already be flowering size. I think when I bought this one, it was maybe the third of the size of this fan, and it was flowering size. It's not difficult to find. In UK, I see it for sale quite regularly in orchid nurseries. So I think if you don't have Neostylis Lou Sneary, I highly recommend that you get one. Believe me, it's 100% worth it. It's so trouble-free, and the blooms last such a long time, and the fragrance is just, it's worth it. Just get it. Just go into your shop, into your favorite orchid nursery, and just get it. So let me know in the comments, do you have this orchid? How does it grow for you? Is it also super easygoing, or did you have any issues with it? If you have any questions about this plant, let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to see other orchid species spotlights, just click on the video up above. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye! And as promised, here is the Phalaenopsis that has recently opened, and it was so highly anticipated. I wanted this one for years and I was thrilled when I got it, and then soon after I created a flower spike, and here it is. This is the Phalaenopsis Jongs Gigancherry Prince, and what a spectacular flower it is. When it first opens, like the flower on the right, which opened a couple of days ago, it has this kind of yellow-green base color with the spotting, but then after a few days, as the flower matures, it becomes this golden yellow, which is, I think we can agree, it's so beautiful. I can't believe how amazing the color is, and that glossy sheen to it is just amazing. It's still in stock as I'm posting this video on Orchids and Beyond website, so I highly recommend you get it. It's such a vigorous plant since I got it in March. It seems to be just a super easy grower, so if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. But for now, I'll just leave you to enjoy these blooms.